Hey gorgeous, I'm delighted to stop by. Things have been different lately. I guess not so lately. For most of this year, things have been a little different. I know my makeup routines have changed quite a bit, dealing with having to wear a mask every time I leave the house. So today I'm going to show you some of my favorite mask-friendly makeup tips. But first, we do our eyes. I am wearing a very purple shirt today, so I'm feeling a purple look. I know 1/4 of this palette is purples and I went in for the gold, but whatever. Well, that concludes the fun part. Now let's get to the important part. To start, you're going to want a primer. I am going with the All Nighter Face Primer by Urban Decay. This is the best technique I've found so far to keep my makeup from budging under a mask. Now, I hope it works for you too, but it might not, because everybody's skin is different. So we go whole hog on this channel because I have very oily skin. You might not need this much primer or these many steps if you have dry skin, but this is how I have found works for my skin to keep the foundation from coming off much at all while wearing a mask. So the very first step to keeping your foundation on after your primer is to put on setting spray. Before your makeup, yes. Before your makeup. Oil comes from within the skin outward, not outward inward. And oil is what breaks down makeup. That's why your makeup removers are often oil-based. So I'm going to put on some of my Fix Plus, and I'm going to go over that primer with some setting spray. The secret to this method, by the way, is just a lot of setting spray. I know some people don't see much of a difference with setting spray. I do, especially if you put it on like as many layers as we're about to. All right, so we've primed. Now pick your favorite foundation or one that you want to try because you have no self-control, and it was only $9. This is Too Faced Tutti Frutti Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation. It says it's long wearing, dewy finish, hydrating, and brightening. Now, two of those things are going to stand out to you. Dewy finish, hydrating, usually not for oily skin, but it was really, really cute, and it was really, really, really on clearance. So I figured, why the hell not? I got the color porcelain. I guess I didn't have snow. All right, it's nice and thick. And I'm going to take my Morphe M439 brush, and I'm going to put this on my face. This is a full coverage fresh glow foundation infused with juicy watermelon and fresh cucumber. And it does smell kind of odd, and I can't put my finger on it, but it might be like watermelon and cucumber. I think this one's just, it's like the right color, but it's not the right undertone. I think it's a little bit warm, but it was $9. I'll still use it. Because it's really not far off. I think it's just a little on the warm side. I think it's the color next to snow, so it's not that far off. Once you've blended that to where you're happy with it, you guessed it, more setting spray. For brows, I'm going to go with Precisely My Brow, number 3.5 by Benefit. I'm definitely not loving that foundation as much as I love the Peach Perfect. For someone who was not a regular foundation user, and still I don't wear it every day, I have become quite a maniac at trying all these new ones. Just trying to find the best. I guess now that I am doing this channel, I just want to like try out everything. But yeah, the Peach Perfect's still my number one. It doesn't look bad. No, it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look as good. I'm going to put just a little bit of concealer where I want some brightening happening and maybe a little extra coverage. Not too much. I figure, so some philosophies are the more layers you have on, if it wipes off, like you still have plenty under there. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to cake it on too much or it might encourage it coming off. Anyway, that might be totally unfounded. I haven't done real experimentation scientifically. That's just my gut. Gotta love them zits. I'm gonna blend that out using this Morphe M173 brush. For powder, I'm going to go in with my Peach Perfect powder by Too Faced. I'm going to apply that with my Natural Domed powder brush, number 59 from the Sephora Professional Collection. And another layer of, you guessed it, setting spray! For my cheeks, I'm going to use the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the color Dollface by Tarte. And I'm going to put that on with this Pinrose but for Sephora blush brush. Bronzer is the Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer in Toasted Pineapple by Too Faced. And I'm going to use a ColourPop F2 brush to apply it. For highlighter, I'm very carefully going to add this Fenty Beauty highlighter in the color Sunset Sangria. This one is so pigmented. I usually use it as an eyeshadow actually rather than a highlighter, but it is meant to be a highlighter. I think I might go over that with a little of this Nikkie Tutorials Highlighting Trio by Ofra Cosmetics, and I think I'm going to add the color Space Baby. And this is a Pro Highlight Illuminator 98 brush by Sephora. I have been experimenting with some products because I can't wear lipstick, not traditional lipstick like I normally would wear, or lip gloss or any of those. with the mask, I've been trying out different colored balms and also some colored stains. Now, I have always been a lip stain fan. Urban Decay made this absolutely gorgeous one. They stopped making it years and years ago, but I loved it. It was my favorite lip color. And so this one by Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is the color Orchid. It is gorgeous. It smells exactly the same. I swear to God, it's the same thing. It smells like exactly the same. It looks almost the same as that Urban Decay one that I just loved. So I was super, super psyched when I tried this one out, and it was good. So it only has like 3 stars on Sephora, but if you read the reviews, people are like, oh, it's so liquidy. It's like water. Oh, I had to wait for it to dry, and it was sticky before it dried down. Well, that's what lip stain is, dum-dums. And then like, well, after that, it did stay on. Yeah, because it's staying. It's going to go on in a watery consistency. It's going to have to dry down, but then it is going to stay put, and it is going to be gorgeous, and you're going to glow. Let's see what this lip balm looks like first, because I actually haven't tried this yet. This is Blooming Sheer by Origins, and this is the color 06 Fuchsia Fields. Oh, I definitely thought this was the bottom and this was the top, but that's not the case. It actually has some color. I really like that. That's really nice to see. Ooh. Smells like roses. So if you're into that, you'll like this. But that lip balm is gorgeous. I love this. This is great. Let's go ahead and try our stains. Because it is a lip stain, you're going to want your lips to be well exfoliated and or hydrated because it will cling to dry spots. Now it is scary dark on the tip, but it is not going to come off that dark, I promise. But I am going to wipe some of this off because that is a lot of product. It is absolutely gorgeous. It smells so good too. I don't even know how to describe how it smells, but it smells so good. It looks gorgeous. It will stay on. Now, I have had some experience, and I have the hot pink one as well. I wore the hot pink one to work on Friday to test its longevity, and for the most part, did not budge. It was on my face all day. There was, however, a little pink spot in the center of my mask where I think when I was wearing it for a long time and it got really humid in there, I think the moisture kind of like, I don't know, wetted again, I guess. And it did come off slightly on the mask, but it did not come off onto my face, and it did not like come off. It was just one little, not even a centimeter big spot, and it definitely did not like ruin my whole look or ruin my mask. We're going to set all this with one final dose of that set and spray. I picked out one of my masks made of white fabric so we can really see. Now, of course, putting it on right now and just pulling it off isn't going to show you how it lasts all day. But this method, I didn't use this foundation. I used the Peach Perfect. But this method have very good results for me in that it really, I think, stayed on quite well. It did not rub off on my mask at all. All right, let's hope that I don't stain this purple, but I'm not worried about staining it orange. So there we go. And if any of you are like me, glasses wearers, I do have another tip, and this is kind of helpful maybe. So I made these, and I put a pipe cleaner in here so you can make it more fitted to your nose. Because if you wear glasses, you know, wearing a mask and wearing glasses is such a pain in the ass because they just fog right up. So one way that I've been able to combat that a little bit is by getting my mask as fitted as possible to my face up here, and then making sure my glasses lay on top of the mask and not underneath. So they're not dipping in where the air is coming out, they're over it. And that seems to help them keep from, so you can see it's already starting to fog up a little bit. but not as bad. Laughing is always going to fog it up too, I guess. But it's not quite as bad. And if the lower you wear them, the less they'll fog up. But of course, that's not how they're supposed to sit on your face. But that's the only advice I have for that. I struggle with it. I don't know anyone who wears glasses who doesn't struggle with it. If you have tips, please leave them in the comments, because that is so annoying. There's been several times at work, and I have to just take my glasses off and just not see that great because I couldn't see at all when they're fogged up. It's so annoying. But anyway, let's see how our mask looks. Ta-da! Now you can see I got a little bit of purple in the middle like I was afraid of, but there's absolutely no foundation on the edges, so that is very encouraging. It might look like it, but they're actually little hearts that are a part of the fabric, so there is no foundation on this fabric whatsoever. And now, of course, I've wore it for what, a minute? Like, that's not going to tell you exactly what you need to know, but I can tell you that this is the best method that I have found, and it is working for me. Now, most days, I don't even put foundation on to go to work because, number one, ain't nobody got time for that in the morning, and number two, this is a lot of work, like, to get it to stay on, because most of your face is covered up anyhow, and the parts that aren't even the parts that, like, need a lot of foundation, in my opinion. Like, usually it's from down here, where my blemishes are usually on my chin area and maybe up here a bit, but they're not usually up here. So the places where I would want extra coverage are covered up, and the places that are covered up don't really need foundation because they're covered up. But I have been trying it out, so I could make a video to help you guys out for those of you who do feel like you need to wear it, or you want to, or whatever. I miss wearing lip colors like more than I thought I would. So the lip stains are a really fun solution. Now, of course, they're not perfect, especially, so it's just a little, like, it's barely there, but it is still there. So it's definitely not a perfect system, but it is the best that I have found so far. There's no way that lip gloss is going to work out under a mask, so that one I just do for fun at home. That's all I have for you today. Leave me a little note in the comments if this is working out for you. If it's not, let me know why, and we can see if we can workshop that together. But I hope this does work for you. So when in doubt, just add another layer of setting spray. That has been the best method I have found so far. So I hope this works out for you, and that you are all wearing your masks every time you go out, because it's very important. It really does slow the spread, and that is definitely what we need. Especially if you're going into work every day, please be wearing your mask. And also, please have a great day. And I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!